Hey guys, I'm back with another one. We're getting more consistent, okay? But today's video is how to grow your Instagram and, you know, spilling all the secrets to organic growth and that type of good stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. It's a long awaited one. I have a lot to spill on it, a lot of secrets, a lot that I've learned because I've been on this little like Instagram journey for like 4 years now. So I got a lot to spill and I'm excited because I was able to grow my account from, I had like 1,700 followers at the end of 2017 and now I have like 202K. So we're lit. I just hit 200K like maybe like 2 weeks ago or something. So I'm so excited to tell you guys so you guys can, you know, grow even past me. We're gonna get into it. But before we get into this, I have to show you guys this amazing silk robe that I'm wearing. It's super comfy and cute. Comes in a bunch of different colors. I got it from Asiomita Signature on Instagram. I got some robes from them and I love it. They're cute, warm, silky. I'm gonna show you what they can. See? Can you see the bottom? But yeah, you guys gotta go get some. Check them out. They have way more than just robes too. They also have, I believe, like pajamas, and they design bridal dresses and, you know, other dresses of that sort. So definitely check them out. Okay, now we can get into the details of how to grow your Instagram organically. Ooh. There's a lot of myths and stuff online. If you ever like Google it, like, oh, how to get more engagement on Instagram, how to build your followers on Instagram, there's a lot of myths, there's a lot of false things, there's a lot of true things. It's just a bunch of random information to me because when I first started out, I was definitely looking up stuff like that and it was just kind of confusing. Not all of it was working for me. It was working for some people. I was frustrated, and I'm sure if you guys are watching this video, then you kind of gotten to that point. So now your worries will be solved. Okay, so like I said, in 2017, it was like the end of 2017, I started really wanting to take my Instagram more seriously because that's really when I feel like the whole influencer thing was really getting started, was in that like 2017, 2018 era, maybe even before, but that's just when I came across it. So I was like, okay, let me give this a try because I already liked taking pictures in general, so why not try to build something from it? Yeah, so when I started, like I said, I had a little over 1,700 followers at the end of 2017 and now I have 202K. So I think I'm doing something right, I think. When I first started, I started really doing a lot of collabs with different people, whether it was other creatives on Instagram that, you know, were trying to build their following. Also, I joined a few engagement groups, and those work, but at the same time, it doesn't really do what you would expect from them. Like, it's good to have a group where, you know, you guys are all trying to do the same thing and you guys can like and comment on each other's posts consistently. But besides that, as far as, you know, the grand scheme of things of building your following, it's like iffy. I don't know. I didn't see much from it. Maybe you guys have. If you guys have tried it, maybe I was just in the wrong engagement group, but I tried that. I tried collabing with others, like in person. I would link up with people just to like take pictures with them, or young photographers in the area. I would also try to reach out to them, or I did reach out to them, and I worked with a lot of them. So I was doing just a lot of shoots, really whatever I could get my hands on. You know, you can't be picky when you're starting up. So I was like, shoot, you know, I'm gonna try to grab and look for every opportunity that I can. So that's what I did. I was driving to the studio downtown like multiple times a week, just meeting up with people who I've met on Instagram and have heard good things about, because, you know, first of all, you don't want to link with anybody like, you know, who you don't really know, you haven't heard about, because sketchy stuff, you know, or if you do, bring a friend. So that's what I was on, and I was doing that pretty heavily for a good year, definitely a good year, just trying out different things, going to different events in Atlanta, because that's where I was at the time. Well, that's where I still am, but I would try going to different events, linking up with different photographers, linking up with just different people who wanted to build their social media like me, to hang out, you know, talk over stuff, take pictures together, all of that. I tried doing just, you know, smaller fashion shows and collabing with smaller brands. Of course, I wasn't getting paid for it. It was just like, oh, you know, you can get free clothes and post them. And yeah, you know, that was good enough for me because I'm just starting out. So you really can't be picky when you're starting out. You know, every opportunity is opportunity, period. Like, you gotta take advantage of all the opportunities that come your way when you're trying to build to get somewhere. So that's what I was doing. And like I said, I was pretty heavy in doing that for about a year or so. And when doing that, my following was like slowly starting to build a little bit here and there, because when you collab with different photographers, you know, they're gonna post your pictures on their page as well. So, you know, they're tagging you and stuff, and then people are gonna go to your account and follow you. So I was gaining a lot of followers from that. I wasn't necessarily like, oh, getting on, you know, the Explore page or whatever, but I was just getting that, I guess, word of mouth following, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that brought me up to maybe about like, maybe like 2,000. So 300 followers, you know, or maybe like a little over 2,000, something in that area. But then what really made me jump is in 2018, like the spring and the entire summer, I was following people. I was following a lot of people. Like, I would just go on my Explore page or go through people's likes and like follow, you know, everybody. Because I'm like, shoot, if they're engaging with this person who's kind of similar to me, then they might engage with me too. So why not give them a follow, like a few of their pictures, so, you know, they can notice my account and we can just have like, you know, mutual engagement, mutual interaction. So that's what I would do. I would literally either one, go on my Explore page and just follow a ton of people, and each person who I would follow, I would go on their account and like 2 of their pictures, just so they know, oh, I'm not gonna be like a ghost follower or whatever. So I would go on like, you know, girls who have similar accounts to mine, you know, are kind of into the same things, look similar maybe. I would go into their likes and just follow, you know, a bunch of people in their likes, but also like, you know, 2 or 3 pictures, like I said, so they know I'm not a ghost follower, you know what I mean? Because that just gives them, you know, even more motivation to follow you back. So that's what I was doing. And yeah, but also this is kind of like, I don't recommend doing this. I would follow a bunch of people, but then I would maybe like a week later, or yeah, maybe like a week later, I would unfollow a lot of them. So I don't really recommend it. I was first starting out, so I was just really trying out whatever, and that actually worked, because that brought my account from around 2,000, 2,500 to, it brought my account to actually 10K. Like, I actually went from 2,000 to 10K by doing that. Now, I wouldn't really 100% recommend that. Maybe on a lighter level, you know, of course, go on your Explore page, follow people, interact with them, like a few of their pictures and stuff like that. That would be good. But now Instagram has kind of cracked down on like that spam-like behavior of following a bunch of people and then unfollowing them. So they didn't crack down on me back in 2018 because they weren't as advanced with the whole shadow banning stuff as they are now. So to give a little summary, first thing I did was collab with others, other creatives, photographers. Second thing I did was go out more to different events and stuff, places where you can meet new people, network, and be seen. Third thing I did was interact and follow random people on my Explore page or through other people's likes and interact with them, because just following them isn't really gonna do it. They can think that you're a ghost follower or something, because, you know, there's a lot out there. So you gotta like a few of those pictures. So that's the third thing. And the fourth thing I would do, oh, that is not. And the fourth thing I would do is post consistently. But every time before I would post, I would go on my Explore page and comment on about 10 random posts. You know, I didn't really care who it was. I would just, you know, give an authentic comment on their post. Authentic and organic, meaning not just emojis, not just wow, or whatever the case is. Like, I would actually give a few words, because when you engage with your audience, that makes your audience want to engage with you. Or even when you engage with people who aren't necessarily following you, it makes them want to engage back or follow back. Or, you know, you'll just be out there, you'll be seen, you're putting yourself out there to get more engagement, you're opening that door. So that's what I would do. I would comment on about 10 posts on my Explore page, then I would post, and after I would post, I would go through my feed and just go through my feed and comment on people's posts in my feed. So if they see my comment, they'll click on my profile and see that I have a recent post, and they'll be more enticed to comment back. Now, it seems like, oh, maybe that's like, I don't know, hoping for too much. Like, if you comment on another person's post, they're just automatically gonna wanna comment on yours, but it actually works. Like, to this day, I do that and it works. So, ding, ding, ding to that. So, after doing all of those steps, and like I said, following a lot of people, engaging with them, and unfollowing some of them. I wouldn't unfollow the ones that followed me back though. So I guess I'm not that lame. But now that I look back, I'm like, oh, I was really following and unfollowing people. Like, that's kind of lame, but hey, it is what it is. And like I said, Instagram wasn't really doing the whole shadow banning stuff back then, because they weren't as advanced back in 2018 as they are now. Because I feel like if you do that now on the level that I was doing it, because I would probably do it to like 500 accounts a day. But yeah, if you do that now, then you'll probably get shadow banned. Maybe do it on a lighter level, not 500, maybe like, you know, 20, something light, then that'll definitely work. So me doing that got me from 2,000, 2,500 followers to 10K. And once I hit 10K, I stopped following and unfollowing people. I was just simply engaging with my audience. They would engage back, go on my Explore page, engage with random people. Then, you know, I'd meet new Instagram friends for doing that. You never know. You really never know. And I would post consistently. Like, when I say consistently, I really mean like I would post. Back then, I posted even more than I do now. I would post probably like 4 to 5 times a week. Like every week, yep, no breaks, no, oh, I'm gonna take a little social media break. Like, no, all gas, no breaks. You feel me? So that's what I was doing. And when I hit 10K, but then I was also, you know, posting consistently, I eventually started getting on the Explore page. So once you open that little Explore page door, it's very easy, very, very easy to gain followers from just simply posting. So now, since I gave you guys some background information, I'm gonna get into the nitty-gritty stuff, the details of Instagram growth. But first thing I'm gonna say is, if you've ever bought any followers, likes, saves, sends, story views, or anything on the account that you're trying to build right now, unfortunately, you need to restart. You need to start over, because Instagram is not having that. Low-key, no matter what you do. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend starting from scratch if you've already done that, because I've seen it done plenty of times, and then, you know, people will buy those followers and then be like, okay, now I want to grow my audience organically. But it's like, Instagram's like, oh no, you too late, honey. You cannot buy followers and then try to gain organically, because Instagram's algorithm is not set up for that. They've most likely already shadow banned you heavily, and you just gotta restart. That's all I can say about that. I have heard of, oh, there might be some loopholes to getting shadow banned if you have bought any type of engagement in the past, but personally, I've never seen any of it actually work. So I would honestly say just restart, you know, keep the page that you had, but definitely restart and build from scratch, because that's the best way to do it at the end of the day. Okay, so are you guys ready for all this information I'm about to spill? Are you? I can't hear you. Are you sure? Okay. Okay. let's get started. I literally took notes before this video and just made a bunch of bullet points of the tips that I'm about to share with you guys. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. First thing is, you gotta stay creative, be versatile, don't be afraid to switch things up, and find your niche. Now your niche can be something like makeup. You know, you like makeup a lot, so maybe, you know, you'll focus your page on kind of like face pictures or makeup tutorials or whatever the case is. If you like fitness, maybe include some fitness stuff, some before and afters, whatever the case is. If you like fashion, then put a lot of effort into putting your outfits together and, you know, show them how you coming. It's all about your niche and just being you, because as soon as you try to be like somebody else, you're losing, you're cheating yourself, and you're basically degrading your potential versus being yourself and thriving. Because if you be yourself, especially on social media, you're gonna thrive regardless, okay? Basically, what I'm saying is make sure your profile and your content is true to you, and you're not trying to be like somebody else or looking at somebody else's post and be like, oh, I need to take a picture just like that, wearing something just like that. Like, no, be you. And like I said, I'm gonna be using this word a lot, creativity, because creativity is key. You really always need to be creative, whether it's with your outfits, poses, hairstyles, or workouts, whatever the case is. You gotta stay creative. You really gotta stay on top of that, because creativity is what helps people thrive in this competitive world of social media. Like, when planning out and creating content, I always think, is this post something that somebody would want to comment on? Is this post something that somebody would want to save? I feel like that's a good way of thinking when it comes down to that, because when a lot of people comment or save your post, you have a better chance of being discovered on the Explore page, and then your engagement goes up, your following goes up, and everything just goes up. So when it comes down to your actual photos and how they're being taken, I would personally recommend having your content be more organic, lifestyle content versus a bunch of super edited professional photos. Now, there's nothing wrong at all with professional photos or getting a photographer every once in a while, because like I said, it's just more relatable for the other people out there. Yeah, people relate more to lifestyle photos versus actual photographer photo shoots. So next thing is, if you haven't already, change your account from a personal account to a business account. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is just connect a Facebook page and you're good to go. But when you do that, you're able to see your audience insights, which basically is just more information about how your audience is engaging with your post. And you'll also be able to see the times that your audience is most active on the app. And this is very helpful, because when you transition to a business account, you're able to see the audience insights, like I just said, and the peak times that your audience is most active on the app. And those peak times help because that's basically when you're supposed to post. Or that's not when you're like supposed to post, but if you're trying to grow, that's when you're supposed to post. Because if your audience is most active at 3 p.m. and you post at 3 p.m., you're most likely going to get, or you basically are going to get, the best engagement possible at 3 p.m. So, because the more content you push out, the higher the chances that new people will discover your content. So yeah, you gotta do that. That's why I say at least 2 times a week. Right now, I'm doing like 3 to 4 times a week, really whenever I feel like it, but I make sure that it's 3 to 4 times a week, for sure. Cause, you know, I feel like that's a good medium. It's not every day. Might be close to every day, but it's not every day. So people aren't too overwhelmed, but you also have that chance to reach a new audience. And the more content you push out is also the better the chance of one of your posts, or maybe all of your posts, getting on the Explore page. You never know. Now, one thing I will say is that I am a little skeptical on hashtags. When looking up in the past how to get more engagement on Instagram, I think we all know that that's a common thing that comes up. Some people use them, some people don't. Personally, in my journey, I was never a big hashtag user. Like, I never really used hashtags at all. I was still able to, you know, get on the explore page and reach a new audience, you know, all that good stuff. So you don't need hashtags for that, if we're being honest. Personally, I don't use them because I feel like that's just my personal preference. I just feel like they're a bit spammy for my type of content. Now, if you have a business where you're actually selling like a real product, that's a whole different story. Of course, use hashtags. Now, don't use hashtags excessively, because when you use excessive hashtags over and over again and you're constantly using the same bunch of hashtags over and over again, and it can look a bit spammy, Instagram might detect that and would possibly partially shadow ban you for that, because I've heard of a lot of people actually getting shadow banned for the hashtags that they use, whether it's because they use the hashtags too excessively on every post, the same large set of hashtags, or they use the hashtag that was actually banned. And believe it or not, there's a lot of odd hashtags that are banned that you wouldn't necessarily think are banned, or that really don't even seem like they should be banned. So you really gotta watch out and be careful for that. And if you don't know which hashtags are banned versus not, and you really wanna use hashtags, I would definitely recommend looking up which hashtags are banned or not on Google, because there's a bunch of websites that have lists of the hashtags that are banned. So definitely check that out if you plan on using hashtags. And yeah, check that out. Be careful. Another thing I will say about hashtags is that if you plan on using them, I know some people like them, some people don't. Like I said, personally, I'm not. But I know a lot of other people that are pretty successful that do use them. One thing I will say is that don't use super general hashtags. Make sure that they're actually catered to your specific post. Like, don't just do hashtag explore, hashtag this, hashtag that, or hashtag food. Like, if you use super general hashtags like that, the chance of somebody like actually discovering you from that is very slim, just because there's already a ton of other people that are using that hashtag. If it has like 1 billion posts under a hashtag, that lowers the chances of you being discovered from it, versus being more specific. Like, if you post a food, hashtag I don't know, Jamaican oxtails, I don't know, you know what I mean, something specific. You also need to get somewhat personal, okay? You gotta let your audience into your life a little bit so they can get to know you better and feel like they can relate to you on a more personal level, whether it's through your stories, highlights, posts, reels, whatever it is. And you should also, you know, occasionally tell stories or lessons in your captions, just to make things more relatable, more fun, and more you. Another thing that you should try, that personally I should probably do better at too, is posting reels. Because when you post reels, not only does it go to your followers on their feed, but it also reaches other people. You know, just on the reels tab, when people scroll, you see accounts that you don't necessarily follow, and then that leads to more engagement and a wider audience for you. Now, I definitely need to do better with that, but I've seen people actually really utilize it and they've been pretty successful, like no matter how many followers you have. So I would definitely suggest doing that. Another thing that you can do to keep things interesting is make a few story highlights on your profile. Let people see, you know, your daily lives type stuff, whatever you want to put. But I definitely recommend doing that because it just adds that much more personality to your profile. As far as engagement in general, this is how I look at it. The more that you engage with your audience is the more that your audience will engage with you. Yeah, because that's what I've seen. Like, if you go follow, really interact with, have a few accounts where you guys just like, you know, interact on every post for each other. You comment on their every post, they comment on your every post and stuff like that. That's the more that people will interact with you. So that gets into my whole next little spiel. I definitely 10 out of 10 recommend commenting back on all of your comments under your post, because that raises your comment number, number one, And that also lets people see, oh, you're not like that type of person or that type of account that's going to just kind of ignore their audience, ignore the support that people are giving them. Personally, I do that. I respond to all of my comments, female wise, you know, that just because, yeah, I'm just gonna respond to females. But I appreciate all types of support, and I highly recommend you guys doing the same thing. If you haven't already started doing that, definitely comment back to people, because when you comment back, not only does it raise your comment number, not only does it even give you a higher chance of being discovered, but it also lets the followers that comment to know that, oh, like this account is engaging back with me. Oh, let me continue to comment on their stuff and they will engage back with me. That's how I think of it. Like, even when I respond to people's comments on my post, I'll click on their profile and I'll like and comment on one of their pictures. Definitely. Because then they'll interact with even more of my stuff and I'll interact with even more of their stuff. So it's like a win-win situation. And like I've said multiple times, don't be shy to go on your explore page. Do not be scared, don't be shy to go on your explore page and comment on those random people's posts. It might sound scary to some people. When I first started it, I guess maybe I was like a little nervous, but I don't know, I don't really care. Like, if they want to think, oh, this girl keeps commenting on my stuff, well, that's their problem. They got internal issues if they got a problem with me supporting them. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I don't really care if they acknowledge it or not, because when I interact with them, it's helping me. It's helping my post engagement. So forget that. But you know, if they want to be supported back, then that's even better. That's another win-win. You can't be shy. You can't. Like, especially if you're trying to grow your page, become an influencer, become a bigger brand, shoot, you can't have any shyness about that. All in all, it takes a lot of time, patience, creativity, and consistency in this up and down social media game, but it always pays off in the end. Like, just like anything you want to be successful in, the main thing is not giving up, no matter what, no matter how long it takes, no matter if you feel like you keep trying to put, you know, the most creativity you can into a post and you feel like it's still not doing anything or not doing, you know, what you want it to do. You just got to keep going, because that's the key to it. Like, what? I felt discouraged so many times, like so many times, but I kept going, and that's why, you know, I'm at where I'm at within that, and I hope to get even higher and even better within that. But it's all about the work that you put in and the creativity that you put in and the time that you put into it. Like I said, it took me about 4 years to get where I'm at, and I still have a long way to go. So I'm just sharing the tips that I've learned along the way to you guys, and hopefully you guys can use those tips and get even further than me. Like I said, I'm here to help you guys win. Yeah, so that's the end of my TED Talk. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys learned something from it. You can have a chat with me down in the comments if you're confused or have any other questions, and you know, I'll just share what I know, because I definitely don't know everything. I definitely do not know everything, even though sometimes I think I do, but I definitely don't know everything. So I'm just sharing what I do know and what I have learned. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow my socials below, and bye.